Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is June the 1st at 5:30 p.m., 5:31 p.m. Would like to open the Board of Architecture Review meeting and would like to invite the first applicant, Mr. Walensky. Would like to come up, please?
Sure. Do I sit here?
Yes, that would be great. I think you've been to the bar before.
I did it by Zoom a couple of years ago, not to the meeting.
So it's just I mean we just assume people understand what the process is, but I thought I would explain it so that we're all on the same wavelength. That we're at the Board of Architecture Review to obviously to the gatekeepers or curators, as it were, of the beauty of Tuxedo Park, the architecture and the landscaping, and because it's such a significant historic community and on the National Register, we have a much higher bar than most other places, so that's why you're here tonight.
Sure.
So the procedure would be for you to explain what you would like to do, and there's two parts to it. Basically, the first opportunity, the first thing is for us to weigh in on our thoughts on it, to share the ideas, so that because there's some things you may not have thought of. Your application is obviously subjective. It's this beautiful new home that you've purchased. We've been through this hundreds and hundreds of times, so it's not our first rodeo. So there's certain things that we can say, don't do this, don't do that, because you'll regret it, in our opinion. So we want to share that opinion with you, and then hopefully that's good feedback, so that you make because we're all on the same page. We want whatever you do to the house to be as beautiful, as appropriate, and as possible.
Yeah.
So with that said, if you'd like to explain to us what.
So there are just a couple of things we'd like to do to the house. We'll start off with the patio on the left-hand side of the house. I tried to include as many images as that made sense. So the patio, you look at this one, I guess, is the best one to look at. So if you look here, this is how the house looks today. This whole patio, the part painted in green, is the exterior wood is very rotted, so it's got to be replaced. Yeah. This top part is like a deck from the 1970s. It looks like it's very poorly done and very out of character with the house. I don't know when it was done, but it was not done. Obviously, you did not approve this. So what we would like to do is something like this, more in line, obviously, with the look of the house, with proper shaped balusters, and the same would be on the top of the house here, would match these here. And this is just a screened in porch. This is not a glassed in, or it's just screened in. So we would like to replace all the rotted wood and do this or something very close to this design that is more in keeping with the look of the house, more in keeping with the time period of the house. And I think we have so I have here.
Staying with the stone foundation?
Yes, that would not change. No, it's just the wood from here up, and then the top part would be a different railing, which would look like this. This is the kind of railing that we were looking at, more classical type of railing.
I have a question. The railing that exists, the balusters that exist on the bottom.
On the bottom, right.
What's the detail?
It's a little hard to see. There's no detail. They're just straight.
Okay, so they match what's on the top?
The top was clearly done much later, but they look similar. I wouldn't say they match. They're just similar because they're very plain and just thin wood. I don't know when that was done. I'm guessing it can't be original to the house because it was done with a lot of it was like a thin plywood. It's really awful. It's warping and rotting. So I don't think it was done contemporary with the house. I think the porch may have been there, but what you see today was done at some later date, I believe.
Does the stone of the foundation on the...
It does match the house, yes. Although obviously this house, when you're inside walking around, you can see it's been changed over the century. It's just a little hard sometimes to figure out what they did, but whether this was added later, and I can't say for sure, but the stone does look the same. So that's the first thing that I'm asking for, is for us to replace this entire porch with something that looks more like this. The second part of that is, let's get my letter so we go in order. Okay. The second part would be painting the house. So this is how the house looks now. Brown shingles, green paint, and stone. And we're proposing to do white. The shingles would be painted white, and all of the moldings would be painted. Here are the colors. So this would be the house itself, the top part, and this would be the moldings, and all the woodwork would be this color, although the porch would match the white of the house.
Effectively, whatever is green now would be pashmina and whatever
rest
is
of the
brown
brown
now
would
would
be
be
this.
white. Mhm.
Now, if that is acceptable, I do have one other option that we were thinking about. This came after I made this proposal. So the contractor proposed maybe we should replace all the shingles instead of paint them. And so this is a company that makes cedar shingles pre-painted. And what they do is they have a layer of fiberglass and a layer of plywood, which effectively protects the house better than what's on there and also makes it not fireproof, but fire resistant. This I haven't gotten a quote on yet. I don't know if it's even acceptable, but it's an idea that he came up with because painting a house is it's a lot of work. And so he said, well, if you're already doing it, maybe we should just replace all of it with an already pre-painted cedar shingle. So that's an option which I did not know about when I wrote this letter. So that's the second part of what I'd like to do. And the third part and final would be, and again, going back to this picture, doing something like this with the door. So it would be a double door with an arched top. And the AI did a terrible job of bringing the stone around. So what we would do is instead of what you see here with glass windows and a very narrow door, we would replace it with this larger double door and then bring the same stone in on each side, and it would be stone around the door rather than the shingle that's there now. So those are the three things. One is so we got the porch, the color of the house, and the front door.
The overhang above the front door would remain the
That
same.
would all remain the same. Nothing would
Structurally,
change.
right.
Not at all. Nothing would
Mhm.
change. No.
Mhm. Because it looks more recessed when they.
You know, the AI can only do
I know.
what it can do.
It's-
And I am not that good an artist where I could do it without it. So,
Understood.
yeah. So, yeah, anything you see different here is just the AI doing it. The house, otherwise, the windows will remain the same.
Okay.
Everything else remains the same. We're not changing
Not
that.
changing out any windows?
No, no.
Okay.
So let's address the first part, the patio.
Yes.
You mentioned this style, classical style of the
Mhm.
house. It's not a classical style house. It's a shingle style, which is the wonderful thing about it. That it's that's what this is what Bruce Price would have liked, and it's the sort of the tuxedo patina, the flavor of Tuxedo Park. So this natural the natural colored shingle, the type of balustrade is common around the park. This very simple, unpretentious. It's not a Gilded Age, looking, calling attention to itself. So adding a classical style balustrade to it, in my opinion, would be the wrong way to go because it's not conducive with this house. It's trying to change the character of the house to a classical style when it's the shingle style. So as far as the balustrade, that's simple, and it's just funny if you look around, you see it quite often. And I don't think it's just because the same contractor did it all around the park. I think it's it's that style that Bruce Price, he famously said, the house is the view is to look from the house, not to look at the house. And so to keep it, like like it is, this grand dowager that's been there, and I think she's got this grandeur and time and age to it, and patina, and adding all these elements, which by themselves are wonderful elements. But adding them to this house is going to take it to a different direction, and that I think would be not conducive. That's my opinion. One of my colleagues on this first thing about the patio.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think there's I couldn't tell you that, the look on those.
The
that
bottom
photograph to
The
these.
bottom ones are more, as you say, what you would expect to see on this house. The top ones are not. The top ones really do look like they were
I'm saying
done.
so the other way around.
Yeah,
I
well-
was saying these are the ones.
Oh, no,
the
right.
ones that are there.
So these pictures are unfortunately kind of small, but if you were there in the house, you can see that this was done very poorly at a later date. This down here is more in keeping with what you're saying. Yeah, so this and this are two different time periods on this house.
That's what's there.
But they are the same
Yeah.
look.
Straight.
I mean, if you're talking about just
Shape.
plains, yes,
Yeah.
they're very plain. It's just that this looks like something from the
More
1970s deck rather than, and this looks more in keeping with the house. Not just the color, but the way it was done.
Right. I don't know, Billy, what do you think?
Well, I agree with Christopher. It's a shingle house. Moving in even to painting, I think that's the wrong direction for this type of house. Um, Even your idea of the porch, the shingles turn the corner. The beauty of them is they wrapped in and embrace the house. I don't quite know the date of this house, but I'm sure it's in the middle period.
Circa, I think the current version of this house is around 1905, 1910.
Yeah.
I know it's been altered because I saw an old photo of it,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it definitely, the whole top half of it has changed.
Yeah, the front, I live around the corner. That sort of boxy front, I think that was an alteration of,
Actually, the
You know.
entire third floor has changed since the original
Yeah.
building.
yeah, but they're the bones and the soul of a shingle style house
Right.
here. I think the color and sort of the ornamentation is too rich for this house. That's what I would say. There are traditional elements in the house, and I can kind of see the elements in the lower porch, and I think those elements are there, and I think those are the ones that should be replicated on that upper deck, because it's a small deck as well, and it's a sort of a secondary thing.
It's not that small because it does wrap around it goes out and all the way to the back of the house and in. So it's bigger than, from this angle, you
Yeah.
can't tell.
I guess for the street view,
It's
yeah.
pretty big.
Right.
It's actually the whole width, the whole depth of the
Right.
house.
Well, I'd like to see it, I think, firsthand. And from these photos, I really can't get a grasp of, the elements you're
Mhm.
talking about and to form an opinion myself on that one.
So I live across the street and I look at your house all the time.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And it screams shingle style to me.
Mhm.
This screams suburbia to
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
So when I look at your house as it is, it's Tuxedo Park.
Mhm.
And when I look at this, I feel like I'm not in Tuxedo Park
Mhm.
anymore.
Mhm.
And it's all of the elements combined that you're changing. It's the paint color, it's the difference here that, maybe that was a 70s deck,
Mhm.
but this is the heart of what really matters, the downstairs part. And when you change that door,
Mhm.
that door fits this house. This one to me does not. So all of the elements together, when you're changing them, if you were to make one little change, it may not
Mhm.
affect the whole thing, but all of the changes that you're proposing just turn it into something different than what we expect to see here in
Mhm.
Tuxedo Park.
Mhm. Mhm.
Certainly, yeah, on the door aspect, trying to get matching stone to change that is just asking for trouble. And the arch is not stylistically it's not appropriate, and it makes it look like a McMansion. And replacing the
The porch.
shingles.
Oh,
Replacing the shingles with these new ones and doing all this would make the house look, oh, it's a new house, as opposed to, which is, and so, the fact that these are not painted, and well, in fact, one of the previous owners of this house, she sold it and went and bought Duck Hollow. Duck Hollow used to be painted white,
uh-huh.
and she, at great expense, took the white off it, so it's back to what it was, because she deemed that was a mistake. And as you said, it's a painting is a lot of work, so it seemed, are the and we'll read the neighbors' comments in a minute, but it seems that I love your intentions. You want to make this house as beautiful as possible, but I think the consensus is going in the wrong direction. You're trying too hard to change it, whereas it's as is. It's a wonderful Bruce. Yes, it's been knocked about a little bit, but it's settled down now, and the elements are the elements that we welcome in Tuxedo Park and give it our flavor. So we did have some comments from the neighbors about the painting. Yeah, they were uncomfortable about painting it white.
Do you think there are any options that you could suggest to lighten up the house a little, not so dark?
Well, it's certainly the shingles aspect that would always, I would keep those, and then so the color of the trim. I think that would be the place to go go the more direction you like, to lighten it up a little bit so it's not so the way to improve. So that would be the way. But I think it would be a big mistake messing with shingles. We've seen it a few times when it's. And it's expensive to do, and to undo is even more expensive.
Right.
So and so that's where we chime in. Our experience have gone through as many times. It's like, don't go down that path; you'll regret it.
Yeah,
if
no, the natural
you were
color of the shingles, I agree. It blends in with the surrounding area and your property itself beautifully. Christopher makes a great point. I think about the trim. If you're going to lighten it up, that would make a bit different.
So something like this light gray that we have proposed for the trim, would that something like that work on the trim?
Well, I think the thing is not to reinvent the wheel and to look around to see the other houses. There is a house on Westlake Road, and they have a wonderful green. It's a sage green, and it's by Mr. Cernich, and and so we got them to provide I think it was a Benjamin Moore color, and it was applied so long ago that the actual color is very different from what it's aged with time. So it's blended into this beautiful sage color. But if you painted it originally, it must have looked awful. So it is difficult. This other house is the same thing. The actual paint is mellowed, but that's the thing. You want it to be. You don't want it to look as if it's. Yes, you want to look at it. You maintain the house and it's well maintained, but not that it's brand spanking new and smells of paint. So I think to look around and online as well to see shingle style houses with what color they use, and to read the horror stories of what people have done and what they haven't done and what's worked and what hasn't worked, instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, thinking, well, let's try this, let's try that. So I think then so that's the way. But the greenish color, I mean, the people call it tuxedo green. I mean, you go to Bellport, they call it Bellport green. It's all the same green, and it's a little bit dark. So generally, electric green or whatever. There's others that are lighter. Other people have gone the other route, which I wouldn't recommend, is like a blue color.
Across the street.
Across the street, I think that would.
Yeah, I've seen that house from this house.
Right.
It's pretty bright blue.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's a sort of so. Billy, do you have any suggestions with your experience of what color would work?
Well, I would agree. It's a dark green, and I've always thought that house, it's just the green trim's too dark. Well, the colors, the original palette was red, gray, brown. Those are the colors that Bruce Price thought about, and he even wrote about them. So it's in that kind of world, and just taking it you're not far off from that color. In that shade, that tone, that's the right. Because then when it gets too dark, you don't see all the detail of the trim. It kind of gets covered up. The light of I think you went too light. You're gonna dial it back a little bit, and you'll see that trim, and it'll complement the shingles. Which
And the
is
stonework.
in the stonework.
Yeah.
Yes, those, because you look at the colors in the stone.
Right.
Even for clues, because that was the palette, and they preached that, and not until the Gilded Age popped and all these big houses like the Poor House showed up, it was that kind of palette. Yeah.
And what about the front door? So is it possible to keep the shape of the original door and just put a double door in, a wider door, if we keep the square shape?
It's interesting. The double door thing screams to me renovation, new house, wanting to add too many bells and whistles. The intentions is honourable, you know, making it grander, but this house doesn't need to be made grand. It's as is, it's great. And that is so, I mean, that structure there is just so Tuxedo Park. It's so gracious and so unpretentious, and so this is would be more be like south of the golf course, those big houses there. They're trying too hard to be something they're not. And this is a significant house. And so it doesn't need, it's like a dowager. She doesn't need a mini skirt. She doesn't need lots of jewelry and earrings to look prettier. She's got the great bones and work with those bones. So I'm thinking if, when you find the right color and, this could be it. That arrangement that you have as is would be great. But if you change the door, and then, with the balustrade and the color, then it's a new house.
And getting back to the balustrade, what do you suggest for that?
If you look around, you'll see that balustrade. There's this, as you say, this is not ideal, but that's simple. Not a baluster, but
Right,
just
something
just
simple.
just simple. If you look at
Replicating what's down below.
Replicating what's down below.
yeah, that would be that. And then it would sing because that's what we're all on the same wave of the page, all on the same side, that we want it to be the best possible version of this house,
yeah.
and not but it's this is why we're grateful that we can have this two-way conversation with you, because so many people just go straight down this tangent and think want to do this, and it's too much, and then it's. And then they've got to live with it, and everyone else has to live with it, and that wasn't their intention to do that. So
All right, so suggestion would be to come back with the color, different style of balustrade for this, and for now leaving the front door as is.
well, if you do the better AI thing with the exact because AI you can't really mess with it too much. It does what it wants to do. But with Benjamin Moore, I think you can put a photograph in and then with the paint color, and it'll exactly replicate. So you'll see what the door looks like, the balustrade and everything, and then it may
And there may be a way to make the door more distinct, which might be what you're after. It says distinguish itself. It is set back a little bit from the front of the house, and the borders of it right now, I think, are quite the same color. So you really aren't. If you want to make something more distinct, you could, maybe come up with a different shape in the door that would be distinct and accentuate it better.
Here's an example of an original house.
If you were to replace that door, you'd be taking
You can
out
see
so much character. Those old materials are what if that
This
door
house is
had-
gone, but this was one of the original cottages.
Right.
Price, and you can see the simple railing on that. I think this was the
Breeze lived there, but
Delafield.
Yeah.
It was on the lake, and it's one of my favorite houses. If I could rebuild it, I'd rebuild it.
And you're not alone.
I know. But it's got that very simple detailing, and
So it has somewhat of a similar porch on the side.
that's enclosed.
That's enclosed.
in shingles, which
Right.
that's
Which I don't think would work here because matching those shingles would be almost impossible. I think.
Right.
I think it would look even worse.
And it might be a little too closed in.
Yeah.
You might want to have the openness of a baluster.
Yeah, the openness is a characteristic like this isn't a summer porch, but it's that sort of thing. There were many houses with these open porches just further down. I think where the Sinks live down on Tower Hill. On the left side, there used to be a big open porch, just like this, and it didn't have the balustrading. It had the the Widow's Walk at the top. I think was a little bit more fancy, but the balustrading there was simple because it's
Okay. All right. Well, this all makes sense. I'll go back to the drawing board and come back.
And you know the name of your house?
I think I did. I don't remember now.
I saw somewhere, but then I lost the file. It's either Straddle Brook
Oh, that I didn't know.
or Almost Brook. It's
That one I didn't know.
yeah. I'll try and track that down.
Well, it's broke.
It would be very interesting to have that information. Yeah, because I've not been able to find that. No.
And so it was 1890. It was purchased from TPA, Mr. Foster, and it was The good news is that we thought that it was a house that was there was a family that owned the house, the Adi family, and there was a tragic fire, and we thought it was in that house,
Right.
but it wasn't. It was another house.
Oh, that's
So we thought the house was jinxed, but it's not.
always nice to know. Yes.
Mr. Gao, you may want to ask the public if they have any comments.
Absolutely, yes. Anyone in the audience first with any comments? And anybody on Zoom would like to just have any comments?
I think my comments were addressed. It's Joanna.
Okay, thank you. Yes, we got your email about the painting color. So yes, so we addressed that about our thoughts were that keeping the shingle natural, not painting it, but focusing on the trim color.
Okay, I will be back with, again.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Walensky.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Take
it.
care.
All right, bye-bye.
And we would like to invite, yeah, Mr. Cernich, if you'd like to come up as you're here. If you'd like to introduce yourself for the record.
For Cernich, I live at 67.
And this is an addition to the agenda, Desiree. He was not on. He's coming back. The bar, he discussed previously about the dock, and the Board of Trustees approved the dock. And so now you're coming back for.
Final BAR approval. And to be clear, it's a floating dock 6x10.
Right.
Per I don't know what they are, the regulations. Anyway.
No changes to the last application you showed us 2 weeks ago. You're right.
Christopher, may I have him just repeat his name a little more clearly for myself, please?
It's Cernich, Cernich.
And with a very good first name,
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Christopher. And I don't have the documents from the original application, which we discussed. And I don't think we had any problems with it at all.
No,
It was
as I
all
recall,
just,
it was smooth sailing.
yeah, it was just a formality that we couldn't vote because it hadn't been approved by the Board of
Yes, that's
Trustees.
correct.
So I think ready to make a motion to accept for Christopher Cernich at what's the address?
67.
67 Westlake Road for a floating dock using 24-inch by 48-inch dock floats for buoyancy and galvanized steel hinges, and the size will with mahogany planking, and the size will not exceed. Is it
6 feet by 10 feet with a 5-foot floating down ramp.
6 feet by 10 feet? Oh, here we go. Yes, 6 feet by 10 feet, nor along the shoreline for more than 10 feet. And the drawing for reference is on the. Oh, it's not referenced, but do I have a
So tiny.
Second.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much. Unanimous.
Thank you all.
Enjoy your dock. Then the second applicant, the Shores, that was replacing a wooden deck with and improving the deck with another wood.
Yes,
So-
they're going from painted wood, I don't know if it's fir or whatever, to Ipe. There's been some discussion that it's not a material change that the bar is concerned about. And if the bar agrees, I'll issue a permit for that change in the material.
Replacing wood with wood, I think is what we'd like to do. Yeah, so
It's like stone, so it's very hard, yeah.
do we need to vote on that, or?
No, I think just the minutes will reflect that the BAR doesn't find it necessary to review the application. They are replacing wood with wood, possibly a higher quality wood, and there'll be no discernible change in the appearance of the property from the road unless you're standing, on the deck.
Great. So for approving Shore 126 Tower Hill Road. So the third applicant, Mr. and Mrs. Sedora, who are with us on Zoom.
Yes, we are.
Great. Welcome. Good evening.
Thank you.
So,
Sure, if we know how to. Here it is.
Is that a picture?
We're not,
we agreed and with the improvements to your home meeting, and now we're here to discuss the garage door that you would like to propose to us instead of what we'd agreed to originally being a wooden one. Could you explain?
Well, when we went shopping for doors, this door is a big door. It's an 18-foot door. And we were advised that based on the size of the door, the amount of sunlight that door gets, that a wood door would, discolor in a relatively short period of time, a couple of years. So we'd like to go with the pretty much the same style door, but with a faux wood. Which is pretty indistinguishable that we saw.
So the main concern is the discoloration?
Discoloration and warping, yes. Yeah.
The discoloration aspect is, I think that's part why we want natural materials, so that such as wood, so that the discoloration or the natural weathering is not seen as a disadvantage, but as an advantage, that it makes it not look brand new, and it makes it look fitting with a historic community. So the discoloration thing in my book is not a negative. Obviously, the warping aspect is. So that would just be having a high quality wood, well constructed, that would eliminate that problem.
The only thing is the price on a door like that is about $50,000, and it's just really cost prohibitive for us
Right.
to do in a garage.
Especially since we have completely downsized the project as you have recommended. I don't think it no longer warrants a 56, actually it's almost $60,000 door. So this one, you can't even tell the difference. And according to what we were told from this company, aside from the color change, which won't age evenly, it will warp, and we will have to change it fairly soon. She said about 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
So that is, I think that's a little bit extreme. And especially now, since the project is downgraded by you about 2/3.
What's the current material, Augie, of the doors?
It's an old, really old wood door.
Wood, it is wood though, yeah.
And you can't open it. It's warped, cannot open it.
What are your thoughts, Billy?
Well, I think we need to, because it's a man-made material, we need to see a sample of this. I don't think we can approve something on, with a cut sheet. So I think that would be important for us to see.
I think so too. Yeah.
I could drop them off down to John at the office.
I'm shocked that they would. I haven't replaced my garage door, so I don't speak from experience. But I'm shocked that it's so expensive. Is that what my colleagues have found? The cost of a wooden door that 18-foot wide?
What?
60, they go up to $100,000.
It's crazy. This door is $20,000.
This one is
that we're submitting.
What's the size of the door? Did you say 14?
18.
18 by what?
7.
Okay. Yeah. Doesn't seem overly large, right?
Yeah, it's a really long door, Yeah. I don't know why it's done that way, but that's the way they did it. Yeah.
What kind of wood was it that you priced it? What type of wood was it?
Oh, I don't remember what she said.
I don't know.
We could ask again, but
all right. I'm just curious. I'm only asking because I'm curious how expensive the wood would have been. It seems like a high number to me too.
That was one of the lower numbers of wood. We've gotten estimates of $100,000.
Yeah, we went. The company that we did the shutters with years ago.
Really?
Timberlane. I think
$80,000 to $100,000.
This is crazy.
Wow.
Because there was a recent applicant building a new garage
Right.
that they're using a wood and the whole rebuilding was like 300,000, I think.
Yep.
the project. But that was building the whole garage,
Whole
bricks and
garage,
mortar
right,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah. So it may be interesting to contact them to see what which supplier they use, because
Yeah.
that was a beautiful door that they did with wood.
And this photo, this Canyon Ridge Terrace House, this isn't the actual rendering of what your garage door is going to be like.
No, that's just what's in the.
No.
Yeah,
that's
so it'd be
just-
good. It would be good to see a quick drawing of that.
There is a drawing with the,
I
what
didn't
I
see-
sent to John last week or the week before, whenever it was.
Oh, but it's not. Yeah, it's not. I see. Okay. All right. Yeah.
And it seems to me, my assumption is that it's a very expensive wooden door because it is so wide.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And is that necessary to have it wide, or can you do like in that image, the cut sheet, 2 doors instead of 1? Is that an option, or is that limit putting boats or whatever you put in there? Or
Yeah, I don't know. Then you would have to construct
You would have to redo the whole
something to
thing.
make 2 doors.
Right.
Right.
it seems that it would be it wouldn't be so custom 18-foot wide. There would be just 2 off the rack sort of normal wooden doors side by side, and then you just rebuild the center part in the middle. So then it would be off the rack wooden door instead of custom, and just rebuilding the center part.
But doing all of that
Yeah, that's a
construction,
lot.
bringing up the price
It's gonna
as
bring the
well.
price up.
No, but think if it's off the rack, it could be cheaper doing it that way.
No, but then you gotta do the construction.
No, because you have to do the
Right.
construction. And since we have taken the project down, it no longer dictates that.
Yes.
So,
So yeah, it's
that would not be
the-
feasible.
that's the next step then, to bring samples. But as you know, in the design guidelines, we're very much want natural materials, the current ones replaced with the same or better. So we're very much we're open to suggestions, obviously. So, but this, if the sample is very compelling and not synthetic looking and appropriate, then
No, I think if we, had just installed it without coming back to you, which we would not have done and we didn't do, but I don't think anybody would.
You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know the difference. It's really.
well, it's not it's not not just you, it's the precedent. It's the for the whole Tuxedo Park, for being on the Natural Historic Register, and you being not on but in the overlay district. You're right at the edge of the overlay district, where the criteria for what one does are even higher because it's highly visible. So the bar is already high, but for you guys, unfortunately, it's even higher because it's because of the visibility. So that would be the next step, and then we will give you our feedback.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. And that's it. So the minutes, were you all delinquent and not read the minutes like me?
Oh,
I read
I've
them.
been here in a while, so probably.
Well, you weren't there last time.
You weren't here. You read them.
I read them.
You read them.
They were accurate.
But we don't have a quorum.
They were accurate. We don't have a quorum to vote on.
So we'll vote on those the next time. So
That'll be 2 in a row.
Yeah, three sets of minutes to vote on.
Yes.
sorry about that, Desiree.
Okay, I'll just make a note of that.
Take it off our wages.
Yes.
Are there any other issues before we close the meeting? I'd like to make a motion to close the meeting at 10 minutes past 6. Do I have a second?
No second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, and good night.